contributes positively to the party's campaign success.
Even
Why
when
should the
it's
federal government allow the opposition party to use its own facilities? And why should the Lagos state government allow the
Lagos State
federal
is
party
part
to
of the
use-
federal government.
So what?
Lagos State is part of the
So what?
government of Nigeria.
So what? So what? It's been like that for ages. It's been like that for ages. If they say don't put your poster on Third Mainland Bridge, you put your own poster on the other major road here, Epeleki Road. Put your poster on any other road which is yours. And in any case, the population concentrations are in residential areas. And these are Moshi, Ojota, Obalende. Not Third Mainland Bridge. You want to capture, I live close to Ojota. You want to capture those places. You go into the inner roads, inner streets. That's where the people are. That's where they sit down in the evening, congregate as communities, and discuss and influence one another. Not on the Third Mainland Bridge. To me, it seems we just try to find faults in what people do. Federal government say you don't use our bridge. You to tell the federal government don't use our inner roads. So simple. That's no cause for exchange of blows.
Okay, let me take you to the foreign media. Lucky you have worked for foreign media organization before. Do you agree with the general belief that the foreign media is often not fair with political coverages in Africa? You see sites of burning and looting and killing, post-election killings and all of that. You don't see the positive aspects of elections in Africa.
Why don't you put forward those positive actions? If you want to report Nigeria as a foreign correspondent now, you are dumped in Lagos or Abuja by your organization. You won't travel to my hometown, Okeodo, in Ogun State. You are not likely to go to Akure. First thing, on your arrival, you collect all the newspapers available, the dailies. What you find there is what you like. Paper A, 10 killed in explosion. Paper B, mother and child kidnapped in Anambra. Paper C, this one happened. Paper D. So, who is at fault? We seem to want people to give us what we really do not deserve. I noticed something here. The federal government decides to renovate Lagos Shagamu Road. It makes front page on all the newspapers. Why?
Developmental journalism.
No. It is the duty of the federal government to renovate that road or to put that road into good working condition. It is the duty, it is the responsibility.
But it's
Given
not
to
often
it.
you see such things, and
Oh.
what you don't see every day makes news, isn't it?
Then it is something special. You won't open an American paper now and see, Obama has done this one in the Obama government. No.
It happens every day.
No.
So it's no news.
No. Even here, the news is that this man has ignored this road for 3 years. Why is he going there now? We do not ask relevant questions. We don't. We just sit down in our offices, wait for the Ministry of Information to bring press releases, and we rewrite and splash over the paper. Working for foreign media, for the foreign media now, if I have the opportunity today, I won't write that type of story. It seemed 2 weeks or 1 week to the presidential election, the president has decided to intervene to reopen hospitals which were closed 3 months ago. Don't tell me the president has done something special by coming into it and that is the news. No! What had he been doing in the past 3 months when people were dying? We are too fond of fawning around our leaders. And that's why I believe we don't have development. We don't have development. Take the papers today, they are telling you this commissioner, this minister, this governor, this president is commissioning a road or something.
Mr. Odunfa, look, we just heard in the news that Olubumiete, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, has decamped, has left the PDP and has joined the APC. Governor Rochas Okorocha became governor in a platform, on a platform, and has moved to the APC. Governor Hakim of Imo was a PPA elected governor, and he moved from the PP and became a PDP governor, and so on and so forth. Peter Obi of Anambra was governor Apga for 8 years, has moved to the PDP now. We see a lot of cross-capital across the board throughout the country, and it's becoming a regular, decimal. Does this worry you?
Excuse me? I'm not worried, because each time it happens, I ask myself, is it in tune with the constitution of the country? If the constitution allows it, so why not? We should not create illegalities from things which are mundane. We are all aware that most of these parties have serious problems in the states which they control. Senator A is elected from state B. He goes there. Governor A dismantles everything in his state to rig out Senator A. And you say that senator should not cross carpet.
The defections have been very serious.
Yeah.
In fact,
once it is as a result of quarrels within the parties, I think anybody who doesn't like it should simply go to court.
I would like to ask your advice to the media. Currently there's a documentary that's being broadcast by a particular media organization. If you take your mind back to 1994, thereabouts, Rwanda, the hate speech, cockroaches, and all of that. What would be if you had an opportunity to advise, what would your advice be for the media? Considering things like this, hate speech, hate documentaries, and all of that.
Anywhere in the world, anywhere, you are not allowed to propagate certain things. You can, some of the things we get away here, we wouldn't get away with them in decent societies. That is, societies which are ruled by the law.
Could it be that we're still growing democratically?
I don't know whether we are growing at all, but we are there.
We're still young. democratically.
we're there. We assume that ours is a democratic society, but we ignore all those things which should make us really democratic. And one of the most important of them is the rule of law. If we ignore the rule of law and practice rule of
The jungle.
yeah, you reap the consequences. That's my so. The government of the day in any territorial sphere, territorial space, we allow the media to do whatever it likes, as long as that whatever is in its interest. When the victim doesn't like it, they find a way to counter that, and you have trouble. You have trouble. I always say, those who are causing trouble for Nigerians and for Nigeria, excuse me, they too will be affected. Their children will be affected. Their parents will be affected when the consequences come down on all of us.
All right, you're listening to Election 2015 on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Our guest, Sola Odunfa, a freelance journalist. We'll take your phone calls now, 01277 00993, 01277 199.